Good day, folks. Thank you so much for joining us today. Today we have with us Fareeha Najm. She came to Canada, specifically Mississauga, in 1992. And as you were just talking, there was no Bristol Road at that time, so a little bit back in time in history. So anyway, without having me to introduce any further, I'll give her the opportunity to get started. So Fareeha, you can get started by telling us a little bit about yourself first.
So, Assalamu alaikum, good morning. Great to be with everybody this morning and on a wonderful weekend despite COVID, right? So, just to kick it off, thank you for having me. About a little bit about my background and starting a bit from Pakistan. I'm from Lahore originally. And what my belief is has been since a child and now where I am because of who I am actually. Learning to aapki hoti hai in life and you continue learning because of the environment and where you are. So as a little child, it's funny enough that when I was 2 years old, my father got a contract to be in Canada, to work in Canada. And he said, no, it's such a cold place. My daughter will never live there. Okay. But truly, it is what man proposes and God disposes across the board. Humanity is my religion. And I just feel at a larger level, really larger level, it is just two things we can do as human beings: do good and work hard. The rest, nothing is in your control. It's the fallacy. Okay? So, bachpan mein, and as being a child, we used to have people helping us in the house. Unke bacche hote the. And when I used to come back from school, I used to pay the money to have a class and learn what I used to learn in school. I used to be trained the trainer. Whatever the teacher used to teach me at 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, I used to come home, chavani deti thi, chote paise I used to give them and say, please you come and study from me. So starting from there, that thought process is actually where I am today. So, I've been through in Pakistan orphanages, with blind schools, with mental hospitals, been a huge advocate, been a little bit of a fighter, but that's okay because you have to fight the system for the good at times, right? But not kuch aage will not happen, right?
Yes.
In the same place, like give you a quick example in the mental hospital. No, I being a Pakistani and a woman, I'm not allowed to do a full clothes drive because I didn't have clothes to wear in the winter. But I had to fight it. No, I'm getting the clothes free. I'm going to give it to the mental hospital patients. We fought the war, bureaucracy bought, right?
Yeah.
Red
Yeah.
tape. So for those things, all of that, right? Over here coming in Canada, then in 92, at that time, there were not many halal shops. There was a lot of snow. The weather has changed, all that kind. When I came, in fact, I came with 2 children alone. And I remember I had not a soul, not a family member. This is for the new immigrants to really remember, never lose hope. And jovial. And the thing is that I had on my wallet written very much saying that, you know what, in case of my death, the police wait for somebody who can come from Pakistan for my children. They were 2 years and 5 years old.
Wow.
Right? So, and my bachon ko wallet dikhati hu ab, one, my daughter is a lawyer, my son is in IT, they've grown up, mashallah. So I'm just saying that's a journey as well. So coming to your point, coming to Canada, I have, as a professionally speaking, I was driven towards doing good in different areas, right? And I've done with the youth in different schools. Actually, the program that I led and started in Canada was NOW, N-O-W, Google it if you wish. It is Newcomers Orientation Week. All the children who were newcomers and who came to Canada were so lost in their high schools and their schools. They were, good children coming from Pakistan, India, wherever they were coming from, didn't matter in the world. They did not know how to immerse. And there were lots of questions, like you're asking a child who's from a village in Pakistan or India to really talk about a pizza in a test and do his math from the pizza. He doesn't even know what a pizza is in 1992.
Yeah.
Right? How can he do his calculations? So I did all of those pieces, fought that, then worked with women, and that's where I met Saad, in fact, because I thought that women are a major part of really, impacting the youth, the children who are growing up, our generation. So worked with a lot of fine women who have come to great places now. When Saad and I used to be, we kind of were together in an organization called Micro Skills. And these women came in very dire straits, different bad situations, immigrants, abused at times, lots of things that were in their lives. And they have, mashallah, a lot of them have done extremely well now, which is really very important, and the children are thriving. Now, from the children to the, youth, to the women, I'm working with senior citizens.
That's amazing.
And senior citizens across the board is such a huge thing, especially up to COVID. I think it's worse because some person dies. God forbid, you cannot even find out till 3 days, right? Because there's no support or help. So it's taken me, generational to I'm growing in that format, and so is my work, I think, right?
Yeah. No.
And that's where I am now. But if you say, my own thing is, you may have a degree, and you may have several degrees. It matters, of course, on a financial mode, what you can get, but giving back is totally different. It's got nothing to do with how much money you're per se making. It has to be a little bit of a mindset. You carry, you should earn and you should have a life and all of that. But it is really about uplifting yourself. So that's pretty much myself. Never let anybody, and I use it very strongly, never let anybody make you feel small. It doesn't matter who that person is. They do not have the right, generally.
No, absolutely. I think you have kind of summarized your whole journey and the whole rationale as to why you did what you did. And it's a very interesting and thought-provoking and inspiring journey. One last question I would have for you, Fareeha, is the fact that for all those folks that are coming in new, because you have seen the transition, you came in pretty early in Canada. For those folks who are just arriving now, what would your advice be to them?
My advice to them will be, number one, over here, you just need to know it's a very hardworking society, right? There's no cutting corners. If you cut a corner, in a short while, people will assess that and they will know that. So you build your reputation, your responsibility. Never shrug from taking more responsibility. Taking more responsibility is actually two things. One, you're giving the opportunity to learn. I always say you're going to school for free.
Yeah.
Right? And the second piece really is that you're able to gain your respect and your credibility. And that only comes by actions. And I will end by just telling you it's related a little bit to this newcomer thing. When I had come here, I was avid sports player internationally, right? And I remember 1992 it was really. And I went to say that I want to play some clubs here. So I went to 3 clubs. They were all, of course, co-clubs, gender, male, female, all there. And you won't believe it. This is my diversity piece. I had to make my place, right? So I go in there and nobody's giving me a game to play because guess what? Number 1, she's a girl. Number 2, she's a brown girl, right? Number 3, we don't know what it is. So, my best strategy was I went to the guy who was the top. I said, how about you play with me and you there's a number and ticket they give you, like a color code. You give me the color code and I will play according to that level. So calm maybe, yeah. In your work, it's the same thing. You work, let them assess you. Yeah. Right? So I said, okay, fine. And I remember when I played games, he gave me the black, which is the topmost. After that, in 5 years, I never sat down on the bench ever. Everybody wanted to play. Wow. Right? But the thing was, and then I won many trophies and I won a lot of, tournaments and there were people, and diversity gave me the experience. That jab hamare desi log haarte hai, what their reaction is. When the other people lose, what their reaction is. And it was across the board. It's even the work, the same thing. You understand people, you understand different cultures. So very blessed, very lucky to be where I am today. And that's pretty much my journey. And for new migrants, I will just say 2 things. Keep working very hard, excel and show yourself by actions, not words. Words matter, but actions prove it. Yeah. Right? Yeah. And people can very easily know if you don't walk the talk. Yeah. So that's for new. Just keep your heart very good and clean. When you're good and clean, it comes back regardless. Perfect. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Fareeha, for your time this morning. It's really helpful, and I'm sure folks watching this will be able to take away some really key lessons. So thank you again for your time. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a great weekend. Khuda Hafiz.